What's up, everybody? Make sure we are live. Yep, watch now on Twitch. Sweet, sweet buttered biscuits. Awesome. Come on into the stream. And we will get started. Pin that. That's weird. There we go. Now it's giving me commercials. What's up, guys? After the mishap I had on Thursday with accidentally going live on the main channel with Iron Sheik, I just want to make sure. By the way, follow Iron Sheik 84 on Twitch, YouTube, all the things. From DeSip, what's going on? Woken here. Good to see you from DeSip. Yes, please go ahead and put your faction roll call in the chat. We're live early today. Rusty's going to be on in about 15 minutes. He's dropping his daughter off at soccer practice. And then as you saw on the main channel last night, we are going to be early, as you see right now, because Rusty's got in-laws. So what's going on? J Mosh, Toxic Mafia, LC Blue, I'm doing all right. How are you? Skimp, doing all right. Welcome, welcome. Got some things coming up today. 5-second pose, 5SP checking in. Lux, good to see you on the stream as always. Faction roll call. I've also put in the pin right there the bookmark to our power rating master sheet. LC Blue doing okay, doing good. Just interesting stuff going on, but nothing bad. Just crazy stuff that life throws at you sometimes. Hip Designer, good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, Champ. OTTR. What is OTTR in the house? Off the top rope. Never mind. I figured it out. Off the top rope. I know that faction. Ha! Got it. Got it. Good to see you guys early on a Friday. Yeah. I knew I'd get there. It just I had the brain for a second and the brain wasn't working. So while we're waiting for people to get the notifications and start coming in, we have been asked to remind everybody that today is the last day to vote on the portal for your favorite Ninja Turtle. Oh, no, LC Blue, you're good. You're good. No harm. I'm pretty difficult to offend. So, nothing bad at all. So last day on the portal to vote for your favorite Ninja Turtle. That also, enters you in for some things that they've talked about where they're going to give some stuff away. And we've got more Ninja Turtle goodness coming up this next week. So how's your Ninja Turtling going? For those in the chat, still doing the roll call for your faction, but how's your Ninja Turtling? Did you get Michelangelo? Did you get Donatello yet? Anybody pull Seth? We gave one of them away last night. We did. Somebody was lucky and got a Seth Leonardo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Pulls today? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Hip Designer. Bad news. Need some happy polls to brighten my day. No, unfortunately, there's no polls today. You've seen my videos. I went very hard week one, which did allow me, if you saw today's video, I was able to shard recruit Jacob Fatu, and I didn't put it on the video because I forgot, but I was able to get the moment. So I spent more that way. We will do, I can't speak for Rusty, I guess. I will be doing some polls next weekend because it's Jacob Fatu's gear. And I maybe will do some for the Ninja Turtle event, the faction event that comes up this next week. But no polls today. So sorry. Nay Slay Dadan, 6-star Mikey. Congratulations. That's awesome. I took the 4-star Mikey and then took him to 6-star. LC Blue, you got both, but no Seth. Seth's going to be the rare one, right? He's going to be like Tech Rocky Balboa. He's going to be the one that few people get. I would love for them to put these guys on the UCC before they lose license in a year or whatever. Focus Striker cash loot today. Yes, please, Lux Eterna. Always need Focus Striker. Holy cows, those are always good. But in about, actually right now, because it's reset, you could also use that cash to reset the boss battle shop to get your extra shards of Solo Sokoa. So anyway, question for the minute, and then we'll get started here in a second. Who all got what turtles so far? Who got... Yes, Leo is my favorite as well. We didn't actually... Last night we asked Rusty who his favorite was. He said Raphael. I said I'd share mine later, and everybody in the comments said anybody who says Michelangelo or doesn't say Michelangelo is lying. No, mine was always Leonardo. Leonardo still my favorite of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like Michelangelo, don't get me wrong, but always preferred Leo. Blue was always my favorite color. I don't know if those two things go together when you're a kid. That just works, but yeah, anyway. Rose Willina, 5-star gold Mikey and a 6-star bronze Donatello. Congrats. I really like Donatello. Actually, might be my favorite fighter of the four. I would say probably Seth Rollins' Leonardo is... Except for I don't have it. I have it in my mind that I'm not going to get him, so I don't think I'm allowing myself to say he's the best of them or my favorite of them, but I really like Donatello. Actually, I like all of them except for Raphael. Yeah, I don't like him. But maybe some things coming up next week. We'll see. Clay Doh, it worked for Taza. The Discord link in the video description wasn't working, but a friend sent me an invite. Well, I'm glad you got on there. So the video descriptions, I had done a few of them where they were the temporary links that last like 7 days. I didn't know that was a thing, and then I figured it out later on, but I reuse the descriptions a lot of times because it's, we put out so many videos and all that, and so I have to go in and find the ones that are wrong and change them. That's why you'll see in a minute I've got on our screen a permanent Discord link right there. Your son just wanted Michelangelo? That's awesome. My kids stopped playing the game. They're in every once in a while, but yeah, it is what it is. Rose Willina, anybody else think that plates, the cost of a mansion, are coming soon? I cannot comment on that. Monday, make sure you check out the blog read with Professor. Professor G is going to... he'll let everybody know then. And to be quite honest, I have not seen an early blog. I don't know. I may or may not have seen some artwork, but that tells me very little to nothing, and I'm not telling you what the artwork was for. So, anyways, yes, LC Blue, everything had to be blue. Well, it's in your name right there, right? Luke Carter, the Blue 85. That's what I'm guessing right there. That's what I'm going with. All right, 2 more minutes and we're going to get started. We are power rating Tamatonga. Rusty will be joining us here in just a few minutes. He's dropping his daughter off at soccer. If you haven't already, make sure you go on to the Discord, our Discord server. And in fact, I'll switch us over to live just so you can see it real quick. There is a Discord link on screen for you. If you're not already part of it, make sure you go into the Discord server. And there is a power rating section that you can rate Tamatonga. And then we're also going to do Trickster Solo Sokoa and go from there. Ooh, look at this. I got a surprise for us. Got a surprise. Hey, surprise, how are you?
Am I the surprise?
Yeah, I said I got a surprise for us, and then I let you on the stream.
Nice. Perfect. I'm going to get that pulled up and jump in the chat and hang out with everybody. I'm excited to be here with you today.
Yeah, likewise. Let's see, hold on. Kenna Doms Gaming. Can I link the Discord? It's on screen, but I know that's difficult to type. Let me see if I can pull it from you. Rusty got it. Okay, Rusty.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, anything, Rusty, that I forgot? I told him about the portal, the fan votings, last day of it. We told
Yeah.
him we're going to power rate at least Tama and Solo, and Hip Designer is very sad that there's no polls today, but we can only do so
Well,
many polls with our wallets.
no, in the pools, the pools have been means to an end lately with contest points, and
Yeah.
we've been going pretty hard. The way the shards were distributed this month, right? We had to go really hard early in the month for
Yeah.
Jacob shards, and so now we're looking at maybe next week's Raphael shards or Raphael poster or Jacob's gear. Jacob. So it's an interesting way. Once you start getting into pulls as strategy, yeah, you have to spend and pick your, I guess, pick your loots. You have to really pick your loots, kind of choosy.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. That makes sense. Well, Ken Adams Gaming, I apologize. I don't know how I butchered that and read it wrong. Ken Adams, like from Friends. The ironic thing is, I actually, my best friend's father-in-law is actually named Ken Adams. And so whenever that episode of Friends came out and you know, he's being the player and all that kind of stuff, and he tells all the women it's Ken Adams. And this guy is like the most upstanding citizen in the world, like the opposite of what Joey from Friends would be. So we always thought that was pretty hilarious. And then Rusty, we've got a visiting dignitary in the chat. Did you see who's with us again? The
Let's
great
see.
7805.
Haven't got there yet. I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm
Keep scrolling.
Scrolling through the chats. I see a lot of LC Blue. I see a lot of Champ 1000, 111.
From the SIP.
Ken Adams Game.
Well, the great 7805 was the winner last night of the Seth Rollins Leonardo.
The great 7805. He just wrote thank you. Hey everyone. Yeah, your fate has changed, my friend, and you were the envy of the community, at least for the foreseeable future.
Right.
I don't think anyone is Leonardo even in the loot. I guess there is.
Oh yeah, he's in the Cowabunga loot.
So there is a chance the Sum have pulled them. You're the first to win him, and I think you're going to be the only Leonardo giveaway. So that's big.
That's big. Yeah, and he is phenomenal. I was just telling the chat, I don't even think about him right now aside from on streams because I have it in my brain I'm not going to get him. Like I'm just not. Yeah. It's like OTC. Like if he shows up on my roster, I'd be amazed. But anyway.
Yeah, I think that's how you have to be, or else your own mental and emotional health can be affected, right? Feeling we've said this a lot on our show, but like you have to enjoy what you do have in this game, right? And not measure your success by what you don't have.
Agreed.
Good job, Mike Brooklyn, saying he pulled Leo at 6 gold or 5 gold. Wow.
That's awesome. And if you get yourself a Jacob Fatu this month, you put that Seth Leonardo right on there. If you've got William Regal, you put him right on there. I mean, there is just, again, Leonardo is now the best coach in the game, period.
Hey,
so
before we dive into Solo and Tom's power ratings, would you take a minute to show us on stream, for those of us that may have Jacob Fatu, what his boss build could look like for this weekend? Sure. Being that Pyro and Purple Gems are getting a major boost, so he will be a key player. I think that would be a cool thing to show, and maybe even something unique that we could offer the community today.
Sure. Yeah, I got him right here. Make sure you check out our video. I got Jacob Fatu on my own roster last night and YOLO'd him to the moon. It cost me everything. And I mean everything.
Do you remember?
Oh my goodness.
Do you remember the first 6-star gold blog? The very first one that said, the 6-star gold superstars will cost you everything. That was what it said on the blog. I'm here going, whoa, I don't know if I want one. I don't think I want a 6 gold superstar. I don't want it to cost me everything.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Well, this is how I'm going to run him. The headbutt, 6 MP purple, deal damage, choose a 7x1 area to make into pyro, which will modify everything above it into multiply gems of strength 6. Keep in mind, if you've got the moment, that will go up. If you get his gear this, well, I guess that wouldn't be this weekend, so never mind. But if you got the moment, that'll go up by 4 as well. The big boot, deal damage, choose a 7x2 area to swap into blue. The pin bar won't move. That's what's going to set off the headbutt, the pyros from there. And then the moonsault, deal damage, make 30 multiply gems into purple. Entourage wise, literally just every multiply person you can get. So if you've got Sherry, throw him on there, her on there. If you've got Matt, throw him on there. If you got Memrock, throw him on there. Right?
Gunther, I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of this. And then what about the second trainer? Like, it would it be? So it wouldn't be Mosh because you're not generating multiplies.
No, Sherry and Matt. But if you don't have Sherry.
Right. You only have one or the other.
Okay, yeah. If you have one or the other, then the other one I would even possibly consider doing. Let me think. Razar is 50%, so that would be fine. I mean, really, from there, it's just any of the other ones that do MP plus increase your multiply gems by 1, because 50%. You know, like, okay, so for example, like you've got. These ones here who do 40-50% of gem damage, but a multiply gem is functionally 2 of 1 gem. Like it puts a second copy of it, so it's functionally 100% buff. So, so you just basically, anything you can do to up those. So if you've got Andre here, if you've got Trickster, Finn Balor, I'm sorry, not Finn Balor, Damian Priest, a number of those, any of those guys that take them up by 1.
Okay, let me just yes and that, Lee. If you look, I was looking closely just now, and technician Austin Theory, multiply gems generated from moves increase their strength by 1. Yeah. Pyro gems do 75% more damage. So that seems, like he's plus 99 MP, so you can actually get 2 really good values out of him. That way. Yep.
Well, I mean that does make sense. Keep in mind the pyro gems. It only is the pyro gem itself that it's sitting on top of, or the gem is, so it's only going to be 7 gems that are times that are going to get that buff, but they're going to be turned blue, so it is your primary color. What's up, Twitch Lobster? Good to see you. Normally we're on here all the time. We're just normally on here on Friday nights, so this one's a special early stream for us. So,
and I guess at least that 75% damage to pyros is better than an MP that you don't need, like a redundant ability. So it's not going to help a lot, but it won't be wasted, at least.
Right. 100% agree. 100% agree. And I agree with Gumsy in the chat. What's up, Sandal? Gumsy said that Julius Creed is going to be number 1 for this boss battle. I think that is 100% the case. Jacob Fatu, I think, is going to be right in there, pretty close. Your William Regals, even though he's not making purple, William Regal can now be good on every single boss battle that exists. And then who did we put in aggressive? I don't remember who was our pick for aggressive, but Brutus Beefcake?
Let me check real quick. I want to say this though, about who's going to be the king of the boss battle. Like, I don't know that this format matters as much, because you have to use 50 showboats, right? Or 50 rounds with a showboat, or you have to do 100. Like, it's a really interesting dilemma. That we don't really need the killer, the turn 1 killer, unless he qualifies under the CSS. Yeah. I didn't have a top aggressive, and I think OTC Roman was one that you looked at.
OTC Roman's going to be freaking incredible. He will be the best shield breaker, period. Yeah.
on my roster, my best might be Brutus Triple Purple.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't have a great. Oh, well, Barrett is required, right?
Right.
So Barrett's probably going to be my best in that category because they'll actually be able to contribute. So
Right. Yep. Yep. Twitch Lobster, Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker. I'm not sure.
I think that's Braun. I think that's Striker Braun.
Striker
Breaker.
Braun. Yeah, that would make sense.
Think.
Yeah, you could do Maltese
Based
and
on how
purple.
the spelling of BRON.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. What's up, Sandeep? Well, you ready to jump in? And I agree with Gumsy. Yeah, if you're going to do 23s, you absolutely need one of these characters. But in terms of the CSS, like if you don't have OTC, you can still benefit your faction by spamming those Showboat nodes or by spamming that Wade Barrett node or etc.
Yeah.
What's up, Arcade?
I think I think a lot of factions kind of have a policy. We will knock out the CSS first before we start carrying people through level 23s. At least that's what we do in Toxic. I've heard that's what they do in some of the factions ranked even higher than us. So yeah. Oh, Mike Brooklyn says no. We get to 400 first. Interesting.
Oh, gotcha. I mean that works too. Yeah, either way.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Great 7805. Typically, it takes like whenever we give something away, we always say wait till Monday. It'll come in an email or in your mailbox. It'll say like from the devs or something like that, whatever. But yeah, I would say if you don't have it by like reset on Monday, reach out to us on Discord. But you probably won't see them till Monday.
Let me add one piece of strategy here. So whether you're knocking out CSS or level 23s first, if everyone knocks out their level 23s first, there's no guarantee that those faction members will stick around to help with the CSS, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, if you kind of have them on the hook, right? Hey, you contribute, and then once we clear these categories, we'll start running everybody through the 23s based on who's helped and contributed to this contest. That's kind of okay. And so Woken does their 400s first. So that's interesting to know because it's hard to argue with proven success. Like I can tell you my theory, but it's very hard to argue with Woken's strategy because it is obviously working. So.
It obviously is. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we ready to power rate Tamatanga?
Yeah, I want to know about as we get ready for this video. Tell me why you do the 400s first. Does it actually matter strategically? Will y'all give us some info in the chat about that?
Yeah,
we'll get it rolling.
It's funny because we've got a divide going now. Skimp says we always knock out CSS before 23s, and then KP and SA says we always do the 400s first. No CSS until all 23s are cleared. You know. Yeah, either way. Ilya's going to do great, I think, Sandeep. Ilya will do great as well. For the faction event points, every little bit. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like our faction, Toxic Mafia, we get both done. We make sure everybody, that can, gets their 23s, and we do CSS. But that does make sense because often, in fact, that makes a lot of sense because oftentimes Toxic Mafia will be first place, like right out the gate, because we're doing all the CSS. But then by the later part of the day, Woken is right up above us. So there you go. That makes sense. That makes sense. They're chasing the leaderboard. Huh. All right. All right. Give it. We'll message our new leader. All right. Well, let me hit the intro and let's talk about Tamatanga. What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee and Rusty from Champions Chat, and we are here to power rate Tamatanga of the new Bloodline. He is the last of, what we thought was the last of this month's characters, but Rusty, something happened. Why is he no longer the last one?
Well, I mean, I think we anticipated, as what we've seen in the previous months, the A tier superstar tends to get a little support after his release this
Yep.
month. Example, Tamatanga got a plate that
Yep.
was shaped like his chess piece, and so
I love that.
we are learning to move slower on this A tier superstar because things like moments, gear, and plates tend to be frequently released several weeks after their debut. And so here we are today looking at a much improved, and some really cool pieces have been added to Tamatanga. So I'm glad we didn't do it too early.
That's right. Well, and even, we tried to hold off on like Naomi, for example, or we tried to hold off on the former A tier, oh gosh, where did my brain go? Not Chelsea Green. Who's
Stratton
the,
was one.
who?
Tiffany Stratton was one
Tiffany
that
Stratton, that's who I was
yeah,
thinking of.
we
Yeah, and
thought.
then they went ahead and added things to her way after we power rated her anyway.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about the power rating system is the more pieces it takes to make them good, while that raises one score, it actually lowers another score. So it does still tend to hold up. But we're going to run Tamatanga two different ways here. Just a note, this is the Candy Store account, so while there is no gear for this guy, there is the new Bloodline moment fully maxed out. In particular, this moveset that I'm going to run first is not impacted by this almost at all, but the next one is. So we
Right.
got to note that. On the moves, we're going to run the 6MP belly to back suplex, deal 6 million damage, increase all move damage by 100% for one turn. The 6MP power slam, deal a good amount of damage, choose 5 gems to make green gems. And then the Samoan drop, deal another good amount of damage, everything pretty much over 1 million with those. Choose 5 gems to make blue, and it doesn't matter as much, but it is a reversal. If they generate botch gems, then you deal damage and steal the botch, turn them into silence gems. This is very move damage based heavy. We do power rate post 99 MP always. So you will see I'm making choices towards the blue moves specifically. So you've got Pat Patterson here for blue moves that deal damage. We'll do 100%, plus blue moves start with 2. We've got Lawler for blue moves start with 4 more MP. Honky Tonk, Statue of Honky Tonk Man, for blue moves that deal damage will do 40% more damage. And then you've got about 3 or 4 different choices right here. I've got Ilya Dragunov on there. You could also use the Turkey Bird. You could also use Devon. It wouldn't be 40%, it'd be 30%. You can use, there's a number of people. So I would not people that do, if not the same, then within 10% margin of error. So pretty much that. And then on the strap, we're going to run the Honky Tonks Blues. I know Professor showed him off with the La Familia plate. With the plus 99 MP, that works, but without 99 MP, this one I think works a little bit better, but ultimately, you could actually use either of them. You could use the La Familia, you could use the Honky Tonks Blues, it's fine. We've got a 50% move damage strap with double takedown 2s and a 200% blue move damage medal. So, that's all I've got. I'll get loaded in. We're going to go up against Scott Steiner so that we can see if he can hit over 60 million, because Scott has 64 million.
Mm.
Rusty, you got Tamatanga yet?
I do. I have Tama, and I have been trying to learn how to get this move set down more predictably.
Yeah.
Um, Triple Purple, I thought was going to be, the set, and then here we are, kind of learning how to do this.
Yep. Well, I mean, either way you can do it. It just depends on how you want to get things loaded in. The purple move set is really better once you, of course, have the Thomas plate, which is super rare. So I wanted to start with this one so that you could see. I mean, just note he's already down to 34 million. So he had 64 million. This is going to be a 25 million hit right here. Plus, then we can do a 5 match and a 1-2-3, although that won't quite work. Let's see, that's going to match. We'll do that. So let's see
Pinball.
if Yeah, we're gonna hit with the pin bar, but either way, he had 65 million, and he's down to 8 million. So we did right at 58 million right there, and I could have placed the blue gems and played with the pin bar a little bit more that way. I was just doing it this way instead, just because of the fact that I think it would work better to use the most of the pin bar that way. But either way, we're just under 60 million with that move set, and that's pretty much consistently what I've seen every time.
I think I've been running it a little different than you. I noticed you didn't choose anything on the second blue move. I feel like I've been choosing something or swiping. Maybe I've been doing the 1-2 blank 3-4 and then put the fifth to swipe. I think I've been trying to get an extra turn in there.
Well,
So
that can work very well. The only reason I didn't do it that way is because if you do the blue move that makes green gems when your green move's already loaded, you don't really need that. Now, technically, post 99MP, I probably should have swiped it the other way. And to be quite honest, this is the one disadvantage of going up against Scott Steiner is he's got this stupid sub that just eats you. So let me exit out here real quick. I'll run it the other way just to or run it the way you just talked about, just to kind of show and make sure he can still hit in that 55, 60 million.
Well, if I remember, the blue move 2 hits exponentially harder than the green move, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, okay. It does.
So it's you definitely want to get that power out on the table early.
Right.
Especially if you're going against a sub monster.
Right.
And
yuck. Twitch Lobster, we are going to have a vote here in a minute. We've got it on our Discord, and we also do it live on the stream here as well. So yeah, that's kind of why. So I hit the first move, which increased it by 100%. Then I hit the blue move because that's 16 million. Technically, the green move would not be loaded post 99MP, so I would need to match those, and then that also works with the Honky Tonks Blues and all that. So technically, I would need to at least do something like this. Boom. And then I can make this one, and I just have to match 3. So this one's doing 4.6 million. So if I match 1, 2, 3, that'll be fine. Don't cascade. There we go. Now we're at another 7.6 million. And now we're right back to the 25 million. So either way, it actually ended up about the same because I can't. I'm gonna screw the pin bar up. I only have 3 more shots. So 3.3 million. I'm sorry, 33 million. He hit for 25, and then we just make as many green gems as we want to because we're gonna hit the board anyway. So it ended up being about the same either way. Let's see if he can't kick out this way though. There we go.
You have a move strap on him or not?
Yeah, I've got a 50% move damage strap. So
okay. So that's probably about all the juice we're going to get out of that lemon, at least with that move, because very few of us have 100% move damage straps sitting around in modern trickster, just spare. So that would be a prize wall get, I think, if someone can hire.
Agreed.
Yeah. So Jamie Mods asking, I'm new here. Can someone explain what the power rating means? I know it's a number out of 25. So 25 is the highest it can go. So I'll tell you this, rather than try to explain it to you up front, participate in each category. You'll get a chance to vote, Jamie, and you'll see how the highest each category can get is a 5. So cumulative score, the highest possible would be a 25. So it's going to unfold as we go.
Right.
Be really, I think, really simple for you. You'll appreciate it.
Let's see here. We could do purple move damage. So with this set, let me see. Broken by opponent, choose 300 bleed damage, and then make 6 random leech gems. Okay, there we are. So We're going to go all in with purple and leech gem damage. And as somebody already pointed out in the comments section, yes, the only right answer for Tama's vest is Julius. But we're still going to put the Julius plate. Yes, see, I already did it right there. We're going to put the Tama plate on Tama himself. Oh, Rusty, look at who our strap is on. Look at that. It's Striker RVD.
Oh, boy. We love the community and we love their ideas, and that's all I have to say about that. Right? We want to make sure they always feel the love.
That's right.
Hey,
that's
if you're
I
watching,
have to say about that.
I bet you know this already, but if you don't, Reset has happened. It happened around the same time we went live. Yep. So some great free contest points from the portal today for this weekend contest. You ought to grab those. You ought to grab them, and while you're there, click over to the fan vote. I think you get 400 free web coins as well, and a chance to be entered into a contest.
Yep. Make sure you check out that fan voting. Let's see. I'll just throw the Aussie plate on here just for funsies right now. So what we're running on this one, this is gem damage based. It is the triple purple move set. The Fireman's Carry Flapjack 6 MP move. Deal damage, and it's a decent amount. And choose 7 gems to make into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal damage and bleed damage to your opponent for 2 turns. If broken by you, make 6 random gems into leech gems of strength 200k. Then we've got Backbreaker, 6 MP purple, deal damage, make 7 trap gems purple. And then the Gun Stun finisher, deal damage under 1 million, but not quite too far from it. And then make 35 leech gems into purple and pin the opponent. So after 99 MP is gone, because we always power rate to 99 MP being gone, then you would need your Woods plus Santa to get started loaded turn 1. Veer would give you 125% more leech gem damage, and Theory would give you 100% more leech gem damage. Keep in mind that the leech gems are it's the damage that the gem that the leech is sitting on top of. So think of this as it's 100% purple gem damage and 125% purple gem damage, because all of your gems are going to turn purple when you do this. On the strap, you've got the Tamatanga plate. Whenever you make 6 or more trap gems, increase your purple gem damage by 300%. And I threw on the Aussie, but I wasn't thinking about that because that is, I can't do the currency. I'm going to have to fix that because that actually isn't going to go off. So ignore the Aussie plate entirely. We're good. We're good there. It's a 50% gem damage strap, and this time the moment does come into play. Multiply gems generated. Trap gems are 150%. Purple gems are 50%, and then you receive 50% less from all colors. So the moment does come into play. The way we handle that is, if he hits 60 million easy and well beyond, then we could say, well, even without the moment, he won't hit, or he'll hit 60 million. If he can't hit 60 million, even with that, then that kind of tells us what we need to know. So here we go.
Lee, let me tell you a secret about the moment. If you are someone in the community that is fortunate enough to have claimed the Bloodline moment from the prize wall through the midweek events, you likely are unable to max it out or even level it up very far because it requires this month's MLC Superstars shards to power the level up. So I've got like a level 16 moment just kind of hanging out.
Yep.
I need some more Tongaloa shards.
Yep. I'm the same, actually. So I just got mine last night unlocked with Jacob. But well, let me run real quick here. So what I did was I threw down the move damage, put the traps down, broke them, and made them purple. I put them on the top row because it's least likely to cascade. But of course, pay attention to the gems that are below it. And then I did one more. I'm gonna hit this just for the move damage as well because it's a hefty. Oh, you know what? I screwed that up. I realized I was thinking I was choosing them, and it wasn't. That makes sense. But look at what the stinking thing did because of the moment. 6-star gold. He wasn't able to kick off after 2 moves. That was crazy.
All you did was break 1 row.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was nothing. So I'm gonna run it right this next time here real quick, and then we'll get into the power rating. And for those who are saying, "Hey, I don't know how this system works," we'll explain it as we go. But let me do it the better way this time. Ay ay ay. So right here, this is why you got to watch the gems. That blue may match. If the wild card gem goes there, you have a 1 in 7 chance that that could cascade. Let's hope it doesn't. It didn't. Sweet. So now I will throw down the trap gems again because it buffs the plate a second time. This time I'm not going to hit the finisher there, or the other thing. I'm just going to hit the finisher. Deal damage, make 35 leech into purple. He's got 56 million left, total of 65, and that did 43 million plus. He added some bleed damage to himself with those trap gems. So 43 million plus what we did, it was about 50 plus million right there. So he doesn't hit 60 million that way, but he did hit well over, or right around 50 to 55 with both move sets. So I think we're ready to power rate him if you are, Rusty.
Yeah, I'm ready. And just as a note, the green and blue move damage set was higher, right? It was higher by about 8 million.
Yeah, fairly similar. The only other thing that we could have done is well, anyway, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot more we could have done on that one. I was gonna say we could add the Bubba spec plate, but that's an ultimate plate, so you'd have to take off the one to put on the other, which doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to get his coaching ability ready before we move over, and then let's go to the power rating sheet. So this sheet is available on this link that I'm going to put into the chat again here. And what this is this is all of the power ratings we've done so far, including this little master sheet right here. So you can see everyone we've power rated and where they fit, male, female, and etc. But how this goes is each category is worth 5 points total, and we have 5 categories that Rusty, who came up with the system, Bob, BDC, myself, who tried to get this kind of into a refined state, kind of looked at the game and said, what do they actually do in these? So we broke them down to power and speed, which are objective categories. Literally, did they hit this? Then this is what the point score is. Then readiness, versatility, and entourage ability, which we take votes on. I'll explain each as we go, but that's kind of the setup as we do it. So on power, in order to get a 5 in power, you would have to hit 100% or more of the current meta's top end damage. That's where the top end damage begins, not where it goes at the very top, because otherwise William Regal would throw the curve off every time. And what we've figured out is the top end damage really begins at 60 million. So 60 million and on up is like top damage. And so if he could hit that, that's 5 points. He didn't hit that, however. So 4 points is equal to 80% or more. And he did hit 80% or more consistently. So we'll give him a 4. So he's a 4 out of 5 for power. On your speed, for a 5, at least 2 of the following things have to be true. Their MP charge has to be equal to or lesser than 6 MP, which was true. Moves need to recycle flawlessly, which they did. Now, you do need a plate for that to recycle like quickly, but it does recycle flawlessly. And it would result in a win in feud in under 45 seconds. Which I think is actually true, especially if you have the moment, because as you saw, even on a 7 match, Big Papa Pump could not kick out. For a 4, 2 of the following would need to be true. MP charge is 7 or less, recycles flawlessly, animations are quick, and he would win in under 60 seconds in feud. So again, this is more of our objective piece here, but he does have the MP at 6 or less. And I think he would win under 45 seconds if you've got the moment. The biggest thing would be the move set, the move damage set, where you're clicking back and forth. I think this one needs a little bit of a judgment call from you, Rusty, because I know Baby Ice isn't here for our stuff here. So would you say that you could see this character winning in 45 seconds or less in feud?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's too clicky. He's just a little. There are a couple elements of click, but it's not. Yeah, and you're always kind of clicking the side column, right? So you're not having to strategically choose like you would on, say, multi gyms or